In this video, I interview Josh, and he shares about how, as a college dropout, he went full-time on YouTube around his passion and his best tips for getting 1 million subscribers in 1 year. Coming up. Hey, what's up guys? Sean here with Video Influencers. Help you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. And today, I'm standing here with Josh from Exploring with Josh. How's it going, man?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
I'm doing super good. We're here at CVX in Utah, and your channel is incredible. You go all over the world, and you explore abandoned places, and it's super amazing. But let's take it back to really how it started and what it's all about.
All right, so I was 16 years old, and I was bunking school that day in high school. And my friend took me to this abandoned asylum. And like I said, I walked in there. I was bunking school. I'm like, all right, this is risky. I don't even care. Let's go in. And I started seeing old abandoned clothes left there from this abandoned asylum, books that was just forgotten about. The whole place was forgotten about. Never mind that. So for me, I wasn't even scared. I was more like, wow, this is interesting. Is there more like this? So I went online and I started typing in abandoned. Back in the day, there was no Instagram. There was a website and it was called urbanexplore.com. This is way back. So there was a whole section of abandoned places. So I was like, okay, let's try to find any near our town. I kept looking and looking. I found some more. I bugged my friends that were older that can drive me. I was still 16. So we would go check them out. All I had was a cell phone. I was taking pictures with that. By then, I'm 20 years old, and then I was like, okay, I can afford a camera. YouTube's out now, Instagram's out. So let's try to make this real. Let's go big. I see a lot of vloggers. They're just posting themselves eating food. I'm like, how are they getting all these views? They're just eating food, and everyone loves them. So I was like, I'm gonna show them an adventure. I already been doing this for a while. This is my passion. I love going into old abandoned places, the history. It's like a time machine, man. So I'm like, okay, let's make a film out of this. And so I would show myself go inside these places firsthand, right off the top, nothing edited or nothing. And then I would also add a niche to it. So I would do a lot of cinematography, show a lot of cinematics, color grade it, make it look nice, almost like a real good movie on top of that. So I'm making a real documentary, and I'll do a lot of before and after shots. And man, that took off like crazy. And it was the only thing on the internet at the time. So yeah, I was doing different stuff that no one has ever done.
That's amazing. And how big is it today?
It's at 2.5 million, and I made the channel 2.5 years ago. So yeah, it's steady.
That's super cool. Congrats. Your story's super inspiring. And so what are some things that you learned along the way? Specifically, how'd you learn how to do the good video production? Because your stuff is amazing. How did you learn how to use the cameras and do all that stuff?
All right, so funny. I was 14 and 15 at the time in high school, and I was really active, and I was doing this old, I never even said this on any other YouTube channel before, but I was doing this old dance called sea walking. It's called clown walking. It's like a dance you do with your feet. And at the time I pirated Sony Vegas, really young, and I wanted to edit with it. And so I learned how to edit. I picked it up over time, and by the time I was 16, I was still dancing. I started doing break dancing. So my channel URL is actually The Art of Reality Crew, because I was actually a dance crew before this whole vlogging thing came. So I already knew how to edit. So yeah, it's really interesting, and that's kind of how I picked it up.
That's super cool. And then with that, it's a couple big takeaways, influencers. Number one, you found a niche or a niche that really nobody else is doing. Like you said, nobody else is doing on YouTube. You brought excellence to it. But along the way, obviously there's other reasons why it grow. What are some of the tips that you would say for YouTubers that want to grow that you've learned?
All right, so for one, like I said, abandoned's the big one, and it may look like a clickbait title, like going inside of abandoned school, slam door closed or something like that. That really happened, so it's not clickbait. So people were like, wow, this YouTuber's not a clickbaiter, but it's actually real. And people, when they would first see it, they're like, oh, I'm pretty sure this is clickbait, but it's not. And then people are like, wow, no one's ever doing this before. This is just something that is completely different. It's unbelievable. And so that's what I was doing. That's how I started growing a lot. People were sharing it. Unilad did a lot of stuff with me. So many more other people have done it. But other than that, tips is like I said, you got to be different. You got to be yourself too, because you can only fake so much before it's going to get old and people are going to start to see it. So be yourself. But for me, I have a lot of energy, and I'm I don't care if I might be awkward or anything. I'll be like, hey, what's up? The best friend's my camera, So that's really about it. It's really hard because I didn't even collab with other YouTubers, man. I just did this all myself. But yeah, you got to really just be different and be entertained. Be an entertainer. Seriously, if you're vlogging, be entertaining. No one's gonna want to see yourself, hey, so today we're eating a bowl of cereal, we're about to hit the movies with my friends. you gotta if you're gonna do that, make it really more interesting. Like for I don't know, like shove the steer in your mouth. Yeah, let's go, we'll see this movie together. Make it random. I don't know. That's
Good.
just, yeah.
That's a good power tip, but that's like energy too. Like,
Yeah,
like
energy.
be energetic. I also love that, like, instead of doing clickbait, like, do what seems like clickbait, but then actually do it.
Yes.
Like, actually
Yeah.
have-
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
Super cool. Now, one of the stories, and your most viewed video is an abandoned Mexican drug dealer's house, right?
Yeah.
So what happened there? You mentioned, like, how do you get into these places, and what would you say about, like, the courage and the tenacity and even figuring out how to go on these adventures?
Okay, so I don't like tours. Even when I was younger, I wanted true adventure. I'd watch all these movies, and I was like, I was so inspired by the movies. I want to live my life like a movie. And so, all right, so the drug dealer's mansion. I found a video on Vice. I was like, I want to go there. And I know how Mexico is, and it's insane. It's crazy. I love it. I love Mexico. They have tons of abandoned stuff there, though. So for me, I love abandoned. Mexico is really great. So I went down there, and we took a risk. We asked if we can go inside. They said no. I said, all right, well, what if we bribe, give you some money? And it worked. And it happened multiple times in Mexico. We got inside some of the most craziest, unique places that no one has ever seen because, we went out of our comfort zone. That's a big thing you got to do. And yeah, we just went like, forget the law and let's just try to do this another way. And it worked out really good. So always like, just, I don't know.
Just make it happen. Just do it, whatever it takes. I love that. Well, are you ready for the lightning round?
The what?
The lightning round.
I'm born ready for the lightning.
Born ready. So what does lightning look like? Lightning round. 3, 2, 1. Favorite TV show?
Dragon Ball Z, that's an anime, but it's a TV show.
Yes. First celebrity crush?
Oh, Lindsay Lohan.
Cat or dog?
Cat for sure.
You have a cat?
I had 3, but not anymore.
Favorite social network besides YouTube?
Instagram.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What is a book that every influencer watching should read?
Harry Potter.
What is your favorite documentary or movie?
All right, well, honestly, my favorite movie is Transformers 1.
Dope. What is one of your hidden talents?
I can breakdance. If you want to see it. If you show that ground, I can do something on it.
All right, we're just doing this. Okay, here we go with breakdance. Hey, dude, that's crazy, man. That's sick. Do you have like a no-miss morning ritual?
Explain that?
Like something you do every morning?
Get my coffee, check my emails.
If you could give a TED Talk, what would it be about?
Pushing towards your dreams. I was always young, and I just really wanted to just be free and travel. And I was thinking of hundreds of ways I can do that, whether it was like being on a cruise ship for work, as an entertainer, as a dancer, all the way towards being like a what do they call that? A tour guide. So I was looking at everything, but YouTube is really what I wanted. I felt like there was more, and I felt like I could really do it. I had this abandoned niche going on. All this was going on through my head, and I was like, oh, let's do it. And I put all my heart and effort into it, as long with breakdancing. Breakdancing is also my passion too. So yeah,
I love that. How has like failure or setbacks or any like discouraging situations set you up for future success later in your life?
Like failures that.
Yeah, like something that you could have gave up, but you learned from it. You kept going.
Well, I mean, I was in college. I dropped out with A's, and because I was unhappy and I felt like it wasn't for me. But when I dropped out, I was like, okay, I really have to give YouTube everything I got. And I mean, one of the reasons, like, if I didn't drop out, maybe I wouldn't have put all my effort into YouTube. I don't know if that's a good one, but yeah. That's me.
That's awesome. What advice would you give your now your 14-year-old self?
Live it like it's your last.
Live it like it's your last. What is your favorite place in the world and why? And you've been to a lot of places.
All right, so my favorite place is Japan, and the reason why is because the people are so nice, so humble. I mean, I stepped on this girl's shoe by mistake, and she said sorry to me. That right there tells you. I love anime, I love video games, and Yeah, Japan's good for that, so boom.
I love it. Lightning round, lightning round, lightning round. All right, so finally, where is all of your stuff out online? Of course, we're going to put links in the description below, but tell everybody where to find you and your favorite platforms.
Yeah, so Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube is all Exploring with Josh.
Perfect. And what's coming up next? Like, what do you have on the calendar?
All right, so in the end of September, I'm going to be in Buffer Festival, and I got a video for it, and it's going to be me going to 4 different abandoned places. Not like what I usually do. It's going to be more of like a documentary, more of an artistic film. But after that, November, more abandoned places, but I'm pushing past what I usually do. I mean, we've already done Chernobyl, Fukushima, documentaries there. We're going to go to this island that no one has ever filmed on across Japan, like the super secret island. I don't want to give anything out, but it's going to be on my page eventually soon.
Super, super cool. Now, finally, for the influencers watching, there are video creators or people that want to, make a difference, get their message out there, grow their influence. What's your final word of just encouragement for them to just keep going and to do it?
Like I said, I started from rock bottom, so I just worked hard every single day and I pushed. I mean, honestly, anyone can do it. Now, I mean, I understand it. It's getting a lot harder. Everyone wants to do this, and I understand. Seriously, just get out there and collab with everyone. Find a cool group of friends with the same mindset of you. Push each other and work together, and hope you guys can achieve something great.
Dude, Josh, appreciate it so much.
Yo,
Thank you,
thanks.
man. In this video, okay, boom.